Perfect. Gracias. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of We Should Talk, a podcast. I am your host and producer, Yannis Lobaina. As we step into the first episode of 2025, I am so excited, so grateful, and so delightful to have a very special guest today. I would like to invite all you to and wish you all embrace the opportunities to grow and discover the new in this new year. No matter where you find yourself in the world or step of the life, I wish you peace, love, and compassion. Today, I start this first episode with a guest born in a beautiful country that holds a special place in my heart, Chile. She's Camila Reimers, an author, a multidisciplinary artist, living in Canada for a long time ago, more than 2 decades, maybe. And I would like to invite her to come here now. You can see your beautiful face. Thank you so much, Camila, for being today here.
Thank you for inviting me, Yannis. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, my friends. As I say, Camila Reimers is a multidisciplinary artist. She's engaged not only in she's having novels, books for children, but she's engaged also in textile art. She weaving and embroidery. And as you can see later, I will show a beautiful piece that she do. And in the background, you can see some of her artwork as well. Camila has more than 6 novels and numerous short stories in English and Spanish. That's something I would like to let you know today. We're speaking in English, but maybe sometime we will be in Spanish as well because we are Spanish speaker, or maybe in Spanglish, like I love sometimes to do. So today we will be talking in Spanish, in English.
Yeah, Yannis, and as we said, we have an Spanglish accent because it's very interesting that sometimes people, they don't want to let their accent go because it's sort of a way to identify ourselves.
Exactly, beautiful. I will let you mark that if you listen today, this podcast, please don't lose your accent. Accent is part of our identity, es parte de nuestra personalidad, de nuestra dinámica. Para mí, it's part of my life. Also, I would like that you know, I will let you all the information about Camila and her website, but we will talk today about something Camila do. She's a teacher as well, and she do a guide autobiographic course. She's graduated from the Birren Centre in California, and I didn't take the course yet, but I think it's a very interesting course, learning to talk about ourselves through art. So that's something very beautiful. So let's go to start diving in the life, the Camila, because I am so curious, and I am sure you, as my listener and viewer, will be as well interested in Camila art and creative writing and all. So let's go to start with the first question. I would like to ask you, Camila, a little bit about your beautiful place you were born. I know it's a beautiful place. What kind of childhood did you have there, and how this special place reflect in your writing? It's two big questions.
First of all, when you introduced me at the beginning, you said that I had been in Canada for a couple of decades. You were very generous. I've been in Canada for over 4 decades.
My goodness, really? Yeah. What's your life?
I was born in Chile, and is the place where my family lived, is the place that gave me my first university degree, is the place where I grew up. And that has been with me all my life. I am so thankful being in Canada. I love this country. Nevertheless, there is a part of me in my heart that I will always carry. And Chile shows in all my novels. From the first novel I wrote that I chose to write about Easter Island. So from my first novel and to every single novel, I have written 6 novels.
Yes, yes.
And in all of them, Chile appears because it's part of me. It goes with this body.
Yes. And could you share with us the place? I know the place. I would like you to share with us. It was the desert, the Atacama, right?
Yes, I was born in the northern part of Chile,
Mm-hmm.
in Antofagasta.
Texas.
And Antofagasta is in near the Atacama Desert.
Mm-hmm.
So the novels that I've written, I wrote this novel. Well, my last novel that I wrote in Apasanca,
Sancas.
this one, it happens in the Atacama Desert.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to write that novel, I did travel there, and I met wonderful people that has guided me throughout all the writing and all the secrets that the desert has. So my novels is a travel. My novels travel from Chile, Canada, Chile, Canada. This one, Time to Be, is another one of my novels. It's the story of gay couple, and also is how they lived in Chile and the difference of how being gay in Canada was for them. So, but the Atacama Desert is really interesting because I love nature. I love trees and flowers, but the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, even when I say desert, I can smell the dry air and just feel myself in that beautiful place. I love it.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Camila. Now I can see that, and that's one of my questions here. I noticed that all your novels titles are very connect with your country, your homeland, no, with your back home, and also a very spiritual and philosophical reference as well. I read some, no, I wish to have it all for that point, but I read some. I have it. And could you please tell us about what are your uh, inspirations, your themes or emotions, as you well already explained a little bit, but let's go to dive a little bit more about.
My inspiration is life. It's very interesting because now I do teach a course, as you mentioned, that is called Guided Autobiography.
Mhm.
And I haven't written my own autobiography because I feel that in each one of my novels, I'm just giving a part of myself. So I have lived a life following and trying to understand my own spirituality
Yes.
and my view of life. And I transmit that in my novels.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I wrote a novel that it's about Teresa of Avila, of convents, castles, and jails.
That's a good combination.
Translated, but it's the conventos, cárceles y castillos,
Castillos,
jails and castles.
castles.
And it's a conversation between a nun, Teresa of Avila,
Mhm.
lived in the Middle Age, right?
Sí.
And it's a conversation between her and a person that lives in this moment, actually in last century, in
20, right?
20th century. So they just talk, and this conversation, while the person that lives in the 20th century goes through life, they discuss all the meanings of life and discuss spirituality in a very different way.
Yes, that's
It
something.
was published in Spain.
Oh, that's very. I will mark that and I will check later. Yes, I noticed that by reading your bio and also diving a little bit more in your website. And that's something make me drive to ask you to be part of this conversation because I feel like we have like a line connection with the spirituality and in this moment life looking for that as well, because we have to be more open, more aware that what happened.
Yeah.
I think we need to feel ourselves right, that wisdom before us. Yes, I feel that you have that.
We're talking about spirituality. I always make the difference when I talk about spirituality. I'm not talking about religion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about spirituality. It's about trying to understand yourself and give the best of yourself in at this moment, at the moment that you are existing, that you are experiencing.
Yes, absolutely. Now we have two authors that I love, and I saw that you admire as well. One is Tish Hannaman, and yes, and the other is Carl Jung. So I have in my teenagerhood, I spent a lot of time reading all that out as well. I love it, yes, and I think it's a very nice source, right?
Carl Jung is very interesting, but the Thich Nhat Hanh, I studied with him.
Oh, really?
I studied with him.
Tell me, I didn't know that part. Did you went to Vietnam? All right, that's beautiful. If it's something else that you want to share with us about other themes that you are into in your writing, if it's something missed there that we didn't cover?
No, it's as I said, I think that my writing is influenced by what happens each minute and my observation of life. And the good thing for me, I write because it helps me to understand myself.
Beautiful. Yes, absolutely. You express yourself not only by writing, let's go to talk about that part too. You express yourself by using your beautiful hands and create art and also photography. I saw some photographies you use as well, photography as a reference for your embroidery and for your piece, right?
When we talk about the course that I teach, I explain a little bit about the painting and all of that. But what I'm mostly doing right now is embroidery.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm embroidering with different materials. So it's, I don't know if you can see it here. This is a Peruvian figure. And I embroidered over copper.
Yes.
Over copper, because copper reminds me of Chile.
Oh, yes.
These are real leaves that I mark with the sun.
With the cyanotopic technique.
Cyanotypia. I marked that with the sun, and after that, I did the embroidery. And then you can see at the back.
Yes, I will show later to our audience who the visual talk today. I will share more the Camila piece because I drawn with one. I love them because I feel like you use sustainable piece, sustainable materials, right? Like find in the nature, and that's something I love, and I experiment myself as well a little bit, do some sculptures and stuff.
Yeah. And you know, now I'm into a big, and when I mean big piece, is a big piece. And I'm going to move for you to have a look. It's the embroidery of the map of Canada.
Wow, yes, I saw that in your face, and I feel like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did a little bit of that on Facebook, but it's a work in progress. I'm still embroidering it. And
each province, all right?
Many months, but it's like more than 1 meter for more than half a meter.
Oh my God. What inspired you to do that piece? What is the behind, if you can share with us, please?
I think that it was because in my guided autobiography course, I talk about maps. I did embroider the map of the Americas at one point.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful piece, huge as well. And now I just felt I need to express the love that I have for Canada. And I started doing that.
Wow. That's deserve a big gallery. I love it.
And you know, I'm talking about I shouldn't call this a spirituality, but when I do my embroidery, I follow my breath.
Wow.
It's like a meditation, but on action, right? So you breathe in and you just pull your thread and out and in and out.
Yes.
And it's very relaxing.
I love it. I really recommend that to our audience. I love took some course the slow stitching because it's like that. It's a meditation, right? I would like to, as an author, I would like to ask you a question a little bit complicated in the word publication, because publication is always a hard thing. And in this podcast that we should talk, a few listeners always ask me a question about what is the best way to publish in publisher or traditional publisher. So I always, every time I have an author in the program, I kind of ask the same question. We have tons of different answers. So for you today is what are the pros and cons, no? Pros and contras of publishing with an indie publisher.
To publish with any
independent, right?
What I can tell you is that I have been so lucky with the publishers that have published my work. You probably know that my first publisher was Mapale with Silvia Alfaro. And with Silvia, it was a ride that we had. I mean, she published, I think, three of my novels. Yeah. It was a very, very beautiful experience because the two of us come from the same place in the sense that we love books. We love giving to the community. Right. So my experience with my first publisher was wonderful with Silvia. And then I was also published by Lugar Común, the other publishing house that we have in Canada. And I was published in Spain. I was published in Spain by the editorial Verbo. It's because of the book I was telling you about Teresa of Avila. Because I sent them my manuscript and I said, well, they will never answer, never get back to me. And they got back to me very soon. And they said, we are full. We have like 2 years up publications that we want to make. But your story, it goes so well with whom we are that they said, we'll publish it right now. So we started working. And my experience with them has been also very, very good. I have also published books for children. And I have published 2 books with them. Yeah. Books for children. And also one or two your novels again the Latin America Latin prize. Latino Book Award. Like the book award, yes. Well, a little more than 1 or 2. I think that, to tell you the truth, I forgot how many times, but I think that it's like 6, 7 times that I have received this award. Wow. And being that that award has different categories, different groups. So I have received that for my novels as the most inspirational novel that received the first prize as the most inspirational novel. And that was with Time to Be, I think. Yeah. But it was in Spanish. Yeah. Well, I have received for my novels, for my books for children. I've had some translation books. One of my books was translated to Portuguese, and it was also it received a prize for that. I think that I have a book yet. Yeah, and this is one of my books that received the Condor. Yes, that is a book for children and tells a beautiful legend. And this won the International Latino Book Award as well. But this book comes with music, with
And the Chilean music, Chilean.
It has an app that with augmented reality.
That's beautiful. Oh, I had
So
to check
you
that one.
you focus on one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
The animations come out and it has a recording and
Oh, that's beautiful.
an award. And the legend is so beautiful.
Inspiring in the legend from the Chilean part.
The legend is not just from Chile. It's a legend that is the same in the north and in the southern part of the world.
Mm.
And the legend says that when the condor and the eagle meet, there is going to be peace in the world.
Yeah.
And I wrote this story for my grandson, Camilo, because to me, he represents the North and the South. He was born here in Canada, but he represents the North and the South. And so I just wrote it for him and based on that legend. And it's the story that the eagle in Canada invites the condor to come to Ottawa.
That's beautiful.
And celebrate Camilo's.
That station, yeah. Look at that, how beautiful. Who created the illustration, Camila?
What's her name? Macarena Ortega. That's her name, and she lives. She's Chilean, but she lives in Spain.
All right. Okay.
But this was done many years ago, so I don't even know if the
They still have it.
augmented reality is still there. I think
All
that
right.
I don't know if that app still functioning. It's iPad.
All right. We will check. I will put the link and we will find it and we will see. Thank you so much, Camila. That's so beautiful. I would like to ask you, talk about, you mentioned your Camilo. And now I remember you tell me you had 8 grands. Could you please tell us how having, for me as a mother, I always ask the question, how we can balance life as a mother and creative life and family life, how you manage that since you have a big family?
Yeah, it's interesting. I always wanted to have a big family, and I was born in a sort of small family. I had only one brother and my mom. My father died when I was very young. But life, I am blessed. Life always brings to me what I love and what my heart wants. And I wanted a big family, and I ended up having a big family because my partner now, he has 2 sons. No, I'm sorry, 3 sons.
Okay.
And I have 2 sons.
Okay, that's fine.
So that's 5 boys.
I guess.
And so, and plus my partner, so like 6
My goodness. That's really.
boys my life.
Oh, yes.
And between his sons and my sons, we ended up with 8 grandchildren.
My God.
And the thing is that when you are a grandmother, you have the benefit of loving them and being with them and enjoying them. But in my case, at least, I am not looking after them.
Yes.
At this point, it gives me the time to do what I feel like doing, and I'm just creating and working on my embroideries and weaving and writing and courses. So I do have the time to do it.
Yes, that's very important.
I did promise, though, that I was going to write one story for children for each one of them.
Oh my God.
So that I haven't finished that yet.
That's a long progress, long project.
It's a long project. I did that one for Camilo. I did another one for other grandchildren, but not all of them yet.
Oh, wow. Well, that's something to look at future, no? To keep looking forward. That's a beautiful project, Camila. That's beautiful. Let's go to talk a little bit, Camila, about your class, because I am very interested in that. And also, I think it's a beautiful way to connect and to build in community as well through that autobiographic course. Tell us about, if you can share a little bit more, what is.
The first thing that is, because I am a writer and people connect autobiography with writing, The first question that I always get is this a literature course? It's not. It's not. Guided autobiography is a technique that it was created by Dr. Birren, started the Birren Centre, and I graduated from this center. It's a technique that helps people to remember parts of their lives and to express that sometimes through writing. And I say sometimes because, and the Birren Center accepted this. I teach with Alicia Borisonic, and Alicia is a musician.
Okay.
She lived and worked in Ottawa, in this area for a long time, but now she's in Costa Rica. But with Alicia, she's a musician, I am a writer, but I also like. So we created a course, and we have the name of our course is Narrarte, and Narrarte Guided Autobiography. What we've done there is to use this technique, the technique that Dr. Birren discovered and created, to use that technique, but not only using writing, all types of art. So it's more about creativity and helping you to remember your life through music, painting, photography, writing. Is with Alicia all the time we say, my goodness, how can we convey what we do to people? Because when people see autobiography, I even have many friends that are writers, and they said, "Oh, but I've done that." I don't think so, because it's not about writing.
Yes.
Necessarily. You do write, but it's not about writing. So we have so much fun. And earlier I said that life gives me what I ask for.
That's beautiful.
And I remember that
Amen.
many years ago, I think that 40 years ago, I don't know, but I remember being a person that was helping immigrants telling their stories. And I said, that's something that I would love to do, but not only immigrants, I would love to work with people and do that. And that's what I'm doing now with guided autobiography.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that technique. And that's the reason I put it in one of my questions, because I feel like that's another way for involve all kind of people. Don't have to be a writer or a creative, or it can be a person who say, because I think everybody's creative or creative person. I believe in that. And I work with that in mind in my workshop as well. Yes. I believe we can do it. Everybody can do it. And just open our heart, our mind, and our eyes.
Yeah.
And
you know, when I was showing you the map, that's the way I write my autobiography. That's the way I explain my autobiography, because I use symbols. I lived in Vancouver, so I embroidered what I experienced in Vancouver. I love the Inuit culture. I love in Newfoundland, the little houses in Newfoundland.
yes.
So each detail in that map, I'm telling the story of my life.
Your life. I was thinking about asking that question when I saw him, if it's something connect with your own.
Yeah.
Of course, it's part of the tell your story as well. That's beautiful. I love map. I am a huge fan of the map. Everywhere I put map and all my writings and stuff. Map is something, as you say, like a mark from ourself, no, or spirituality, or life, or.
And you know, in our autobiography class, it depends on the group. It changes, it varies from group to group, but we have used maps a lot to express their stories using maps.
Camila, how the people can subscribe to or participate in your workshop? It's online all the time?
It's mostly online.
All right.
Mostly online through Zoom. It's a 6-week course. Once a week we get together for 2 hours, and we give you some work for the week, and we discuss that work. Well, we have.
It's an open call, right? An open call. You do
They can go to my website.
All right. And you do like an open call every...
Yes, but you can go to my website, and on my website you see guided autobiography.
Right.
It says narrarte. It doesn't say guided autobiography. It says narrarte.
Right.
You go there and you have all the information. And most of the time when we start the class, we tell the people on Facebook. Yeah.
All right. I will put that information as well. Instantly, maybe when they participate.
But that would be wonderful.
Yes, it will be nice. I love that kind of mixed media work to express ourselves. It's more freedom, right? So I think it will be...
And it's the other day, one of our students said something so nice. It was something like, thanks for everything you have planted on us, your knowledge, your inspiration, and light for our path.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And those are the comments that I said, oh my God, thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
But in May, we're going to have an experiment.
Oh, I love experiment. Okay, so I will suggest to the audience today that we should talk to check your website and be update there, right?
Yeah, but that experiment is going to be organized not by me. It's going to be organized, but by a place that it's called a Still Point House of Prayer. I don't know if you are familiar with Still of Prayer. It's a place that is by the Madawaska River.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So beautiful. As a matter of fact, on my Facebook page, the photo that you have here, I took that at that place, the Madawaska River. Them, and they can go to their website, Still Point House of Prayer. But it's going to be a 3-day retreat.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And where everything is included. I mean, you sleep there, you eat there, everything. And the course is going to cover. It has writing, but it has different stations where you can take photos, where you can work by the river.
That's beautiful. Or that's something I wanted. A retreat, art, creative retreat.
And another important thing is, yes, we are going to work. Yes, we are going to read some of what or explain some of the artworks that we have done. But the rest of the time is in silence.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's in stillness. I saw this conversation. I really enjoy a lot. I have a lot of questions here. I would like to ask you. Well, as we all know, we live in the moment, a very complex moment. I think all the moments are complex, but in this century now, it's kind of... So I always like a huge fans or advocate the beauty, the love, and peace. That's something the person who know me or the people who know me or follow me, they know I always try. And it's not like I create posts for Instagram. No, I only share the stuff I love and the beauty they find in the middle of the house. So I would like to ask you if you can share with us something beautiful that you have read recently or watched or listening, or something, a book's recommendation or a place recommendation or listening can enjoy the beauty.
I love fiction and poetry and music, but there is one book that has really caught my attention and I've been reading lately. That is the book called Sapiens.
Sapiens?
Sapiens. 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 That is written by Harari. That's his name, Harari. But he's a historian. And his analysis about life and about the future is the type of analysis that I have really, really enjoyed.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And music, I know you love music, and well, I can see it by your the research I do, I find some music reference all the time in your page. And I know music is something important for you, right?
It's very important. And one of the reasons it is that important is because I studied ballet for, I think, 18 years of my life.
18
years of my
Wow.
life. And I reached a point where I had to decide, well, do I want to become a professional ballerina or I want to do something else? And life took me for another path.
Wow.
But during that time, and up to this moment, I learned to enjoy classical music. But I learned to enjoy movement. So not necessarily classical music, but movement. And so I also like Latin American music.
Of course. That's why we'll ask you about our music, right? The very rich and
it depends on the region, because I mean, if from Chile, the music is very different from the music that you have in Cuba. It is very, very different. But music is something that really makes me live and feel. As a matter of fact, this novel, Apasanca, that one, it happens inspired in a ballet.
Oh, really? Yeah, I thought it was more the philosophy about the spider, right? Because Apasanca is
because when I was a little girl, one of the ballets that really impacted me was a ballet called the Spiders.
Yes.
The Spider's Feast. And I remember seeing the ballerina that it was all dressed in black, just dancing and dancing near a spider web. And I said, oh my God, I want to be her. I want to be her. But I couldn't. I mean, as a matter of fact, it's the life of the insects. The whole ballet is the life of the insects. And I couldn't even be an ant.
A prima ballerina.
I was too small. I was too young. So that stuck in my mind and stuck in my mind. So when I tell this story in my last book, in Apasanca, when I tell the story, I tell it through that ballet.
Wow, I must read that. I know I saw the promotion, the Apasanca, and also I would like to mention your translator, my beautiful Lidi Simegla, a Cuban.
Oh my goodness, to work with Lidis has been one of the gifts of my life. We have had so much fun.
Imagine. Let's go to the end. I would like to keep talking with you. So I must say, I do a good research. I didn't discover that you were ballerina. That's something new and more connected with me because I practice ballet as well in Cuba, but as a little, no, not too long only. And that's beautiful. I love it, love it. Camila, I would like to, if you have something that you want to share with our audience that we should talk, something you are coming project, something you want to share. I don't know.
I think that I have shared most of the way I feel in the interview. I don't know. It's all I can say is that my life has been and still is a permanent looking for answers. And after all these years, I'm over 70.
But you are 20.
After all these years, I can say that I'm still in just trying to live the moment, trying to understand what life is all about, and being so thankful for all I have. And I have had plenty of challenges. We all do. We come to this life and we have challenges.
Of course.
But the other day, I had to fill out a questionnaire, and the questionnaire asked, in a scale from 1 to 100, being 100 the most, the best about your life, how do you feel? And at that moment, I realized, and I answered 90, and I realized that yes, beyond all the challenges that, as I said, I have had plenty, I feel thankful with my life. I feel that I have so much to wake up in the morning and breathe.
I know.
And I have tried to express this, and sometimes friends don't understand what I'm trying to say. They say,
Yes.
it's not the new age thing that everything is nice, everything is good. Not everything is nice and good and well. No,
Yes.
it's not that just to be thankful.
Yes.
Because I feel that I have so much. Janice, to be able to talk with you right now, my 8 grandchildren, I am so happy with my life.
Yes.
Wish that everyone feel like that.
That's beautiful. As you said, I resonate with your words, and I feel it because I feel like that as well. Every day I wake up is a new opportunity to breathe, to be alive, and like our beautiful spiritual teachers say, is a 24-hour now to do something, to create, to enjoy, and to stop and see the beauty around.
To say that all is well, there are no problems, and fly in the
No,
that alone is showing you that not all is well.
no,
Yeah.
of course, no, no. We know the good things. I always discuss that with more intimate group, of course. But I try to introduce this theme in the more open audience because I think it's important to. It's not like you are all day in a good mood or it's good like in that state of life, but it's our attitude or mindset how we project ourselves, right? And it's beautiful to talk with you as well. I'm so grateful as well. Mm, it's a lovely conversation. I really would like to keep going, but I want to leave you. And I would like to finish maybe if you want to share with us a little fragment or your novel or to maybe captivate the readers or the listener here. And we will close with that. And that's it. And if you want to share.
A little bit of my book from that I was telling you about that.
Oh, yes, a little fragment. Yes, thank you.
Cantati is well, I'm going to read what cantati is.
Okay.
Cantati, the spirit of the dawn that lives in the Andes mountains, stuck his nose in between the moon and the stars, reminding them it was time to rest. We don't want to sleep, said the stars and the moon. When the dawn spirit comes, the night, the stars and the moon all go to sleep, said Cantati. That's true, they agreed. But today is a special day, and we have to stay awake. Yes, today is a special day, added the moon. A special day? Asked Cantati. Didn't you know? Yesterday, while Kunturi, the condor of the southern mountains, was sleeping in his cave, he dreamt that a messenger would come today with news from Migisi, the sacred eagle of the north.
That's beautiful.
And that's some of the characters.
Oh gosh, the
They're so
illustration
nice.
the story is so beautiful. Definitely, I will find that book. And I recommend, highly recommend it. Thank you so much, Camila. It was such a wonderful pleasure to talk with you. And I hope this door is open. This is space. Anytime you want to share something or have something, my pleasure.
So much for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to talk without
Talking is very important. Even silent as well is very important.
believe it or not, I am not a talker. During my classes, I always say, you are the ones that have to talk, not me. But today, you gave me the opportunity to talk without stopping.
Yes, that's amazing. And I am so honored that you have been here. And I hope our audience, that we should talk, and your audience can enjoy this conversation and find your books and follow you because you're such an inspiration. And for me, it's like having this kind of conversation with people like feel like they are in this moment wisdom, having wisdom to share and share the beauty is very important to highlight all the time. So thank you, Camila. No, my pleasure.